be seated. The Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, Minister of Education, Mr. Van Dyke Bradley, Chairman of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation, Mr. Vincent Thompson, the President of the Nassau Bahamas Panhellenic Council, Mr. Franklin Butler, CEO of Cable Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 21 Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards program. 1 year ago, we met under some extreme challenging situations due to COVID-19. Our 24th annual award ceremony was delayed from May 23rd, 2020 to July 25th, 2020. We were all excited about our plans, and then on July 24, 2020, our country was placed on a weekend lockdown, and we were in a panic. After hours of meetings, we got approval for the competent authority, and within 14 hours, we had to adjust our plans to a total virtually format to announce our winners.
I remember that day well, not necessarily fondly initially, right? We're in a pandemic, and we also were paralyzed because we always want to honor our youth, and we couldn't do it in the way that we had done it historically. But in our current normal, this is now our current, it's no longer new, we've been doing this for about a year. It feels longer, doesn't it? But we're just so honored that we're still able to gather here at the Church of God Auditorium once again to celebrate the achievements. And this year we are celebrating 100 of the brightest and the best in the country. Dr. Ricardo P. DeVoe kind of glossed over the fact that it's our 25th award ceremony. And a lot has happened. We talked about a lot happening over the last year. A lot has happened in our 25 years. I was just asking him, I think he was newly married. I was not married. You didn't have any children. I didn't have any children. Jobs have changed. Children have gone off. They've come back. You had one that just came back, graduated from college. Mine just went off to college. 25 years, and along that way, I really do have to give kudos to Dr. Ricardo P. DeVoe for being ever vigilant, steadfast. He certainly led this train, and it continues to roll, and he's done a great job, and we thank you. So this year, we're still required, because we're still in the pandemic, and we're doing a hybrid ceremony to announce our winners, and tomorrow we'll have a drive-through celebration for the remaining nominees. Once again, this took 11 months of hard work, planning, late-night meetings, and it has been a rewarding experience to ensure that we are able to provide a first-class service, whether you're here live or virtually, for your young sons and daughters. So the moment we're waiting for, and while we're here, you're now going to meet the 2021 nominees. Our nominees are head boys and head girls, deputy heads, prefects, members of track, swimming, baseball, gold, and tennis clubs, president of many organizations, Girl Guides, and Boy Scouts, members of the Pathfinders, Awana, Royal Rangers, CCD. There are even some community activists at the 6th grade. Wow. This year, more than half of them hold grade point averages of 3.7 or higher. You heard me, 3.7 or higher. So once again, we were talking about the best and the brightest young minds in our country. So you know it was a difficult task, selecting, as it is every year, the best of the best. And that's why we continue to say throughout the night that they're all winners. You are all winners. Those of you who are here, those of you who are streaming live, 100, the top 100 out of the country, not just here in Nassau, not on your respective islands. There's some of you who just represented your islands. but understanding that throughout a year that had its many challenges, you guys continued to rise. You guys continue to achieve. Ain't no pandemic stopping you. And we're so proud to be able to recognize and honor you. With that, let's meet our nominees.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamas land. March on to glory, your bright banner waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing. Pledge, excel through love and unity. Pressing onward, march together to a common loftier goal. Steady sunward, though the weather hide the wide and treacherous shoal. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamas land, till the road you've trod lead unto your goal. March on, Bahamas land.
Please remain standing for our invocation by Reverend Dr. Jonathan Ford, a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Reverend Dr. Jonathan Ford.
Shall we bow? Eternal and everlasting Father, we thank you for this moment that's been carved out in time, even for we thank you that in the midst of all that you are God and God alone. And even, Father, in the midst of a pandemic, proven that from everlasting you are God. And so on a day like today, in the midst of all that we call challenges and circumstances and troubles, we've paused, first of all, to say thank you. Thank you that you've kept us since last year. You've not called for us or come for us. And in the midst of some of our darkest moments, you've shown up to be the God that you are. That you've kept us in the midst of trouble. And here we are on the cusp of coming out, and you've proven to us that we are indeed more than conquerors. So we thank you, God, first of all, for the moment, for the opportunity. We thank you, secondly, for the students, those that we've come to honor, those that's been toiling, those that have been trying, and now comes the reward of their labor. We thank you for those that would have planned this event lo the many years. We thank you for those that work behind the scenes, those that are working even right now. We thank you for those corporate citizens that thought it not robbery to sow and participate. We thank you for all the parents that participated, for everybody who thought, who prayed, who loaned, who sowed. We thank you for right now. And now, Father, we present these proceedings into your hand. We ask, God, that you would shower it with your grace, your sweet loving kindness, your tender mercies. We ask, God, that you would continue to prove for us that you are God. You are a Savior. You are a deliverer. And when all will be said and done here, we ask for traveling mercies for those that are going back to their places where they came from. We ask for your hand of grace, of vision, purpose, power, and your plan that's on our life, that should you delay your calling or coming for us, that in a year's time, maybe under different circumstances, but as you've proven in the midst of trouble, we can still celebrate and raise a praise to your name. So, Father, today we offer our deepest worship and our best praise. It's in the name of Jesus we pray. And everybody say, come on, lift your hands to heaven and whisper hallelujah. I know it's a Sunday evening at 3 p.m., but listen, he put breath in your body and give you the activity of your limbs. One more time, a hallelujah. I want you to testify with me before I go to my seat. Repeat after me. I am healthy, I am wealthy, and I am blessed of the Lord. Amen.
Give our official welcome. Mr. Pratt is also extremely passionate about this program and has been involved since 2009. Chairman Pratt? Oh, you may be seated. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Protocol being established, it is an honor to be here this evening to celebrate and congratulate our most deserving nominees for all of their efforts. So as we celebrate our 25th annual Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards program, it is incumbent upon me to give several recognitions. Firstly, commendation goes to our President and CEO, Dr. Ricardo DeVoe, for his visionary leadership in producing this awesome idea, and also the National Panhellenic Council for running with the vision and creating this program some 25 years ago. Further commendation goes out to all the former patrons of this program, especially our founding patrons, Sir Clement Maynard and Dr. Keva Bethel. Now, the past 20 months has presented formidable challenges for us in the Bahamas, with the devastating effects of Hurricane Dorian in Abaco and Grand Bahama, and of course, the pandemic outbreak of the coronavirus. Through it all, even in the midst of the valley of life's uncertainty, this program has persevered. We persevere to continue to inspire and give hope to future generations of Bahamian youth who strive to achieve excellence in both educational pursuits and character building. Today, even with the program having been morphed into a hybrid format, we are thrilled to recognize the best and brightest primary school students in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm excited once again to recognize the work of this exemplary group of persons who have put their heart, their sweat, their tears, and their efforts into making this program a reality. Even with the restrictions of gathering due to COVID-19, another great year in the involvement of schools throughout the entire Bahamas was recognized. As would have been stated earlier, this year, 100 nominees from throughout the Bahamas will be recognized for their tremendous achievements academically, civically, and socially. Let's give them a hand, a round of applause, these young people. So what you are witnessing today in this year's program is a culmination of months of tireless planning, soliciting, and administrative efforts freely contributed by an exemplary group of individuals. And my heartfelt thanks to this stellar team comprised of the Foundation's Board of Directors and committee members. We also owe a great debt of gratitude to our corporate and individual sponsors, without whom this program would not be possible today. We salute these individuals and corporate entities that have deemed it to be of significance, great significance, even in these tumultuous times, to invest in the future of the Bahamas via this program. Special thanks and recognition again goes to our President and CEO. His tremendous efforts ensure success and sustainability of this program. It's really unparalleled, and we thank you. To the chairperson, Mrs. Arthurine Turnquest Hanna, and all the members of the distinguished panel of judges, I commend you for giving selflessly, untiringly of your time, your expertise to fulfill your vital role in making this program a success. I also offer commendation to our current co-patrons, Dr. Davidson Hepburn and Mrs. Jacqueline Bethel, who continue to be stellar representatives of this program. This year, as noted earlier, was truly a challenging one for the Foundation in garnering sponsorships and scholarships. However, we remain undeterred in our commitment to recognize and reward the best and brightest in our primary school system in the Bahamas. We give special recognition to Rev Cable Bahamas, our title sponsor, for all of their great contribution towards making this program a reality. Yet again, showing the impact of this program, we've had numerous past nominees, even some still in school, who have given back to the program through scholarships of their own and sponsorship donations. Ultimately, I would like to congratulate all the 2021 nominees, as you have entered into a distinguished echelon of future leaders and world changers who have come through this very program. I encourage you to continue to strive for excellence in everything that you do. You are all winners and have achieved much to have reached this milestone. So continue to strive to realize excellence in your education and in life. Don't just follow the path, but blaze new paths in your pursuit of excellence. May God's blessings and favor be upon you as you seek His insight to fulfill all that you were created to fulfill. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Chairman Pratt, for your welcome remarks. The chairman mentioned our sponsorships. This year, we had $162,000 in scholarships. $162,000 and $40,000 in prizes. And this year, every nominee, all 100, every nominee will receive a minimum of $1,000. Once again, thanks to the efforts of our sponsors and our donors. So when we say everyone is a winner, we truly mean it. We will now have the occasion of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards program by Mr. Vincent Thompson, who's currently the president of the Nassau Bahamas Panhellenic Council and a director of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation. He's also a member of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Please welcome Mr. Thompson.
Good afternoon. The Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards Program is a premier national awards recognition program for 6th graders in the Bahamas. The program was introduced by Mr. Ricardo P. DeVoe, Distinguished Charter President of the Nassau Bahamas Panhellenic Council, and was designed to salute the achievements of our young achievers. Mr. DeVoe was impressed with the prestigious Florida College Student of the Year Awards program sponsored by Florida Leader Magazine and Oxidine Publishing Company, and felt the need to establish a national awards program in the Bahamas. He was one of the finalists in the 1992 Florida College Student of the Year Awards program. In November 1996, the idea of a Student of the Year Award program was submitted to the Council for acceptance. The program was immediately received its endorsements from 4 educators who were serving as executive committee council members at the time: Sharon Poitier, Alpha Kappa Alpha; Anastasia Brown, Delta Sigma Theta; Dr. Carolyn Hall Knowles, Delta Sigma Theta; and Garnell Roll, Zeta Phi Beta, and the Nassau Bahamas Panhellenic Council. The program also received endorsement of Senator Dame Dr. Ivy Dumont, Minister of Education, later Her Excellency Governor General of the Commonwealth of Bahamas, and patron of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards program. A committee was formed, and Ms. Anastasia Brown was selected as the committee chairperson. The council selected June 9th, 1997 as the date of the first awards program, where 31 students representing private and public schools in New Providence were the first nominees. The ceremony was held at the ballroom of the Government House with Their Excellencies Sir Orville Turnquest, Governor General, and Lady Edith Turnquest in attendance. In his remarks, the Governor General challenged the Council to include students from Family Islands in their future ceremonies. Vashti Darling, a 10-year-old 6th grader of St. John's College, was selected as the 1997 Primary School Student of the Year. Since 1998, Family Island students have participated in the awards program. The awards program, now in its 23rd program, continues to recognize students who are academically gifted, community volunteers, and civic and campus leaders. Atlantic Medical Insurance was the first major sponsor, presenting a $1,000 scholarship in 1998, and this year, Rev. Cable Bahamas is our title sponsor. They will be presenting a $7,000 scholarship to the winner and contributed $8,000 towards the travel of our Family Island nominees for a combined sponsorship of $14,000. Our major sponsors include Oak Tree Medical Center, $10,000, Fidelity Bahamas Limited, $6,000, Alive Bahamas, $6,000, and Bahamas Office of School Supplies at $5,000, along with all of our scholarships and other donors combining their efforts to recognize excellence. Clarence and Jesse Childs of Daytona Beach, Florida, became our first international scholarship donors, giving a $1,000 scholarship annually since 2007. This year, we are excited to receive another international scholarship. Noah's Ark Publishing Company out of California will be donating a book to each of this year's nominees. The book is entitled Kids Journal Through COVID-19. Since the inception in 1997 through 2021, over 3,000 students have been recognized among the best and brightest in our primary schools, and after this weekend, over $2 million in scholarships and awards would have been awarded. The Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation, in partnership with the Nassau Bahamas Panhellenic Council, looks forward to continuing to sponsor this awards program as outstanding primary school students are recognized for their accomplishments.
Thank you very much, NPHC President Thompson. As we said earlier, the 2021 Student of the Year award ceremony has changed. We have a hybrid celebration where some of the nominees are here, but on Monday we'll have a drive-through where all of our nominees will receive their awards and recognition. And so we thank all of our nominees who will be recognized this weekend. The Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation is excited that we are into our third year of our title-sponsored partnership with Rev Bahamas, a partnership that we truly enjoy. Today, they have invested over $50,000 in sponsorship towards this program. Each year since 2019, they have presented a $7,000 scholarship, and they've given funds towards the travel of our nominees. And they have given in-kind recognition and support to this program. At this time, we are pleased to welcome the chairman and CEO of Cable Bahamas to give remarks, Mr. Butler. Thank you.
Good afternoon to the Honorable Minister of Education, Mr. Jeffrey Lloyd, Primary School Student of the Year Awards, Executive Committee, the hard-working students, supportive parents, and other relatives, friends, good evening. It is my pleasure to speak briefly with you this afternoon as we celebrate another group of exceptional young leaders. Rev and the Cable Bahamas group of companies are extremely proud to celebrate our third consecutive year as title sponsor of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year award ceremony. For the past 3 years, we have had the pleasure of offering our tangible support to this most worthy cause. In 2019, we stepped in at a critical time and made a 5-year, $75,000 commitment to partner with the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards Foundation to ensure that this event could continue. We are proud that despite COVID-19 and the plethora of challenges it brought with it, that our primary school students and this incredible awards program are still moving forward, full steam ahead. Over the years, Rev has donated more than $50,000 in cash to this incredible organization, with more than $20,000 of that directly in the scholarships for the winning students. These figures are entirely separate from our in-kind donations in the form of television production, streaming, and advertisement on our TV. I don't say these things to boast about our generosity, but to clearly illustrate that the magnitude of our investment speaks to the strength of our belief in the impact that the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards makes within our community. I must add, this event, as we sponsored the first year, became very personal for me because my wife happened to have been a beneficiary of this award ceremony, which I only discovered after attending the first year. At Rev, we believe that our sponsorship dollars ought to be investments, and we are confident that an investment in the education of our young people is guaranteed to prove worthwhile. We are convinced that the future of our students is certainly worth our time, talent, and treasure as we seek to connect them and all Bahamians to the people, places, and resources they love by being the leader enabling connected lifestyles and experiences. I would personally like to commend the executive team on their tireless efforts in rewarding and celebrating the best and brightest across our islands, and reiterate our promise to continue to support this worthy cause for years to come. Finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of the awardees for their hard work, commitment, and resolve to excel, especially during this pandemic year. Each of you are a winner in your own right. We are delighted to partner in making the Bahamas better, one student at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Butler, for your remarks and for making a difference in the lives of these nominees. He was a little humble because, yes, his organization, Cable Bahamas, is our title sponsor, and he mentioned ever so briefly that his wife was a recipient, but they've also pulled out of their own personal pockets, and both last year and this year have donated a scholarship, and we thank you. His wife, Miss Eugenia Butler, she wasn't Butler then, or did she marry into a Butler? Oh, Burroughs. Eugenia Burroughs, represented in 1997, was a nominee for Columbus Primary and has given back. We thank you so much to the Butler household. We will now have reflections from our 2020 Student of the Year, Haley Wilson. Miss Wilson, what do we say about Haley, right? A lot. I always get it wrong, but was she 6 or 7, Mrs. Wilson, when she saw the program? She was 6 when she first saw this program. And she sat in front of her television and told her parents, I'm going to be the Student of the Year. And she did it. She certainly didn't expect to be awarded during a pandemic, but we were so happy that she was, because she has definitely represented this program with poise, with grace. She's very articulate, and she continues to excel. She's currently a 7th grade honor student at the Lyford Key International School. Put your hands together to welcome our current and reigning 2020 Student of the Year, Ms. Haley Wilson, to bring remarks.
Good afternoon. My name is Haley Wilson, and I'm the 2020 winner of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year competition. I was humbled and deeply honored to have represented Summit Academy, where I served as head girl during the 2019-2020 academic year. Last year's competition was unlike any other due to COVID-19 restrictions. It was a true testament of faith. Originally scheduled for May of 2020, the competition did not take place until July. I, like many other nominees, I'm sure, were disappointed that the highly anticipated program that we had looked forward to and dreamt for so many years had been postponed. In fact, for weeks, there was a great deal of uncertainty as to whether the foundation would be granted permission to host the ceremony as a result of emergency orders in place. The entire Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation Committee would not and could not be discouraged, even in the midst of a global pandemic. Dr. DeVoe and his team believed in the power of prayer. They persevered in spite of all obstacles. Dr. DeVoe and his team were committed to making the event as memorable as possible, and for that, I am eternally grateful. On the morning of July 25th, 2020, my parents informed me that
We're going to actually have Haley start from the top and tell you a little bit about her reign and herself. Ms. Haley.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Haley Wilson, and I'm the 2020 winner of Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year competition. I was humbled and deeply honored to have represented Summit Academy, where I served as head girl during the 2019-2020 academic year. Last year's competition was unlike any other due to COVID-19 restrictions. It was a true testament of faith. Originally scheduled for May of 2020, the competition did not take place until July. I, like many other nominees, I'm sure, were disappointed that the highly anticipated program that we looked forward to, had dreamt of for so many years, had been postponed. In fact, for weeks, there was a great deal of uncertainty as to whether the foundation would be granted permission to host the ceremony as a result of emergency orders in place. The entire Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation Committee would not and could not be discouraged, even in the midst of a global pandemic. Dr. DeVoe and his team believed in the power of prayer. They persevered in spite of all obstacles. Dr. DeVoe and his team were committed to making the event as memorable as possible, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. On the morning of July 25th, 2020, my parents informed me that I was asked to come and collect my trophy for having been nominated. I was expected to dress in full uniform, as I would have to take a picture accepting the trophy. Unfortunately, only my parents would be able to attend, so my siblings stayed home, and my parents and I set out to collect the trophy. After arriving, I was told that I would have to stay just a little while longer. Nothing was out of the ordinary, as I saw other students with their parents waiting for presumably the exact same thing. After a few minutes, Mrs. LaFleur came out to the group and announced that we were the top 5 candidates for the competition. I looked at the faces of my parents, who were both beaming with pride. They hugged me and whispered congratulations. Shortly after, we were escorted into the auditorium. The whole scenario was surreal. It was really happening. The Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year was actually going to take place today. Not in a week or a month, but at that particular moment. As we nominees walked in, there were cameras and board members and lots of trophies on the stage. We were going live on Cable 12 at 3 p.m. My reign as Primary Student of the Year was certainly an unusual one, but I loved it nonetheless. Last year, due to COVID-19, the Student of the Year competition was forced to cancel many events leading up to the competition. After winning, however, I was invited as a guest on the Morning Blend show with Dr. DeVoe. I did a television interview on ZNS and had a wonderful story written about me in the Nassau Guardian and Tribune. I was also pleasantly surprised to see my picture on the front page of the Guardian. I truly felt like a winner. More recently, I had the honor of Governor General, His Excellency Cornelius A. Smith, who stressed to me the importance of not only receiving an excellent education, but the importance of returning home to assist in nation building. Now turning to this year's nominees, I would like to provide you with some advice that eased my anxiety surrounding the competition last year. I get it. Right now, you're probably extremely nervous. Believe me, I'm glad that this year I'm up here and not down there, knowing how nerve-wracking it can be. You should be very proud of the effort you put forward and all the achievements that led you to this moment. Each of you worked hard to earn your nomination, and that in itself is an accomplishment. No one can take away from you. Every single one of you is well-rounded and a good example to your peers. And if you tried your best, then you're already a winner. No matter the outcome of this evening, continue to excel and give back to our society in a meaningful way. Our future depends on it. I congratulate you all on a job well done. To Dr. DeVoe and the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Committee, thank you for all that you've done and continue to do. Over the past 25 years, your competition has inspired thousands of students throughout the Bahamas archipelago to strive for excellence. Students like me who dreamt that one day, if I worked hard enough, I too could win this competition. Thank you for giving students something positive to work towards and for making dreams come true. To the title sponsor of last year's competition, Cable Bahamas, I salute you for investing in the youth of our country. I want to thank you publicly for sponsoring the scholarship for last year's winner. I was able to apply the scholarship to my first year's tuition at Life for Key International School, where I've just completed my 7th grade year. To the distinguished panel of judges, thank you for the work that you do. To To all the faculty and staff of Summit Academy who played a pivotal role in my journey to becoming the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year, I say a heartfelt thank you. And to all my teachers and administrators at Life for Key International School, thank you for helping me in the transition to a new school family with ease. And last but not least, I want to thank my family. To my parents, Michael and Jillian Wilson, and my grandparents, Sean and Cipriana McQueenie, and Dorothy Hilton. Thank you for always supporting me and encouraging my dreams. As a village, you've instilled in me and modeled the importance of giving back to society and have always taught me that all are possible with God's help and guidance. To my siblings, Zara, Mike, and Ryan, and my extended family and friends, thank you for all the love and support you've shown over the years. I love you all very much. That being said, a new Student of the Year will be announced shortly, and I feel so blessed to now become part of the history of this competition and all the amazing opportunities it offers young people. This title has opened new doors for me and helped me grow as a person and gave me the confidence to become an even better student and member of society. Remember, as Nelson Mandela stated, education is the most powerful weapon in which you can use to change the world. For the opportunity to receive an excellent education, I'm so thankful. Good luck, everyone. Good evening, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Haley, for sharing your journey with us. I am always amazed how our winners have matured in a year. Again, Haley, continue to make us proud, and congratulations. Yes, as it's been said that over 3,000 of the best and brightest students have participated in this program. And I'd just like to say that we just don't celebrate our winners, we celebrate all of our students. If I go into the hospital, I see a Dr. Vashti Darling, or Dr. Charlo Bain, or Dr. Chanel Adley. If I go into the classroom, I see a Stankisha Pinder or Coach Danico Bowles. If I need a coastal engineer, I would see Generio Knowles. If I need a pastor, I'll call on Pastor Kenny Roberts. Or if I need an attorney, I'll ask for attorney Keenan Johnson or attorney Andrea Mutri or attorney Glenda Roca. Yes, Bahamas Primary School student graduates are everywhere. And so we congratulate the best and brightest students in this country. I will now introduce our past winners. There have been 24 students who have been selected as Student of the Year winners. 10 boys, 14 girls. 14 winners came from New Providence, 4 represented Grand Bahama, 2 represented Eleuthera, 3 represented Abaco, 1 represented Andres, 14 represented private institutions, and 9 represented public institutions. Our history maker, Vashti Darling, 1997, St. John's College. As I said earlier, she is Dr. Vashti Darling. Andrea Mutri, 1998, St. John's College, New Providence, attorney. Tiffany Munker, 1999, represented Carmichael Primary School, now Sybil Strawn, out of New Providence. Our 2000 was Sasha Bain from Walter Parker Primary, Grand Bahama, and she became our first Grand Bahama winner. Kenny Roberts, 2001, Spanish Wells All-Age School, and as I said, he is now Pastor Kenny Roberts. Like Zachary Lyons, 2002, represented Queens College Primary, New Providence, and he is an investment banker, and I can tell you, since the last 5 or 6 years, Zachary Lyons have been donating a scholarship to a student in this program. This year, he's presenting 2 scholarships. Tennille Curtis Arthur, 2003, she represented St. Francis and Joseph School, New Providence. In 2004, Saul Salonga from Mary Star de Seed, Grand Bahama. 2005, Shadat Chudu from Maurice Moore Primary in Grand Bahama. 2006, George Zonico represented Bahamas Academy, New Providence. In 2007, Taran Carey from Topham Bay Primary School. And in 2008, James Boyce from Hope Town Primary in Abaco. In 2009, we had Kes Adley representing Temple Christian School. In 2010, Jared Fitzgerald represented Xavier's Lower School. And in 2011, just 10 years ago, Anna Aubrey, a blind student from Hopetown, became our first student who was blind to win the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year. In 2012, we had Naja Simon, Genesis Academy. In 2013, Lauren Roll represented St. Thomas More Catholic Primary School. In 2014, Donovan Butler represented Xavier's Lower School. And in 2015, Samaya Lundy represented Sunland Baptist Academy. In 2016, we had Leon Nottage from Lyford Key International School. In 2017, Hannah Edamoni from Clara Evans represented and won and became the first student from Andros to win the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year. In 2018, Remington Minnis represented the former Oaksfield Primary, now Eva Hilton Primary. And in 2019, Lauren Scriven represented St. Francis of Sales in Abaco. And in 2020, Haley Wilson represented Summit Academy. Congratulations to our past 24 winners. I would now like to invite Ms. Myra Mitchell and Ms. Myra Mitchell, Vice President Emerita, and Mr. Sam Evans, Director, who will tell us our first set of winners in this program. Vice President Emerita, Myra Mitchell.
Thank you, President Ricardo DeVoe. Protocol has already been established, and today we have 27 students who have been identified as finalists. And so, Mr. President is coming to make a correction.
I apologize. I tried to get to the finalist category. We are now going to our semi-finalist category. Ms. Tankisha Pinder, a former nominee in this awards program, who became the first former nominee to become a director. She's now a school principal, and she represented St. Thomas More Catholic Primary School in 1998, and she will be accompanied by Mr. Dave Forbes, who is the director and past president of Alpha Phi Alpha, and they will introduce our semi-finalists category. Thank you very much.
Protocol having been established. Good afternoon, everybody. Today, 46 students have been identified as semi-finalists and will receive $1,000 scholarship. We are truly grateful to the honors in this category. Our first semi-finalist for this evening is the recipient of the Oak Tree Medical Center Scholarship, representing Lewis Yard Primary School in Grand Bahama, Raphon Ambrose. Our second semi-finalist for the evening, a recipient of the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas Scholarship, representing Reverend Uthel Rogers Primary School in Andros, Rahima Ambrista. Our third semi-finalist, receiving the scholarship from Zachary Lyons, 2002 Student of the Year Scholarship, representing High Rock Primary School in Andros, Xavier Bain. Our fourth semi-finalists, receiving the Avis Rental Car Scholarship, representing Sandilands Primary School in New Providence, Sasha Butterfield. Our fifth semi-finalist, Receiving a scholarship, Zachary Lyons 2002 Student of the Year Scholarship, representing Ridgeland Primary School in New Providence, Felicity Cartwright. Semi-finalist number 6, receiving the Enterprise Technology Services and Consulting Scholarship from Mass Tower Primary School in Exuma, Natasha Clark. Our 7th semi-finalist, receiving the Oak Tree Medical Center Scholarship, representing Inagua All-Age School, Devario Clark. Semi-finalist number 8, receiving the Dr. Dawn and Christy DeVoe Scholarship, representing C.W. Sawyer Primary School in New Providence, Sheldon Curtis, Jr. Our 9th semi-finalist, receiving the Carlisle Pension Services Bahamas Limited, trading as CG Atlantic Pension Scholarship, representing T.G. Glover in New Providence, Azaria Dean. Our 10th semi-finalist, receiving the Dr. Delton Farquharson Scholarship, representing Lovely Bay Primary School in Acklands, Deandra Delaveau. Semi-finalist number 11, receiving a scholarship from Atlantic Medical Insurance, trading as CG Atlantic Medical and Life Scholarship, representing St. Andrew's Anglican School in Exuma, Alexis Dodgerville. Semi-finalist number 12, receiving the Mitchell Legacy Scholarship, representing Rock Sound Primary School, Eleuthera, Michaela Dorset. Semi-finalist number 13, receiving a scholarship from Oak Tree Medical Center, representing Low Sound Primary School in Andros, Stantonique Evans. Semi-finalist number 14, receiving the Walter and Violet Evans Memorial Scholarship, representing Bimini Primary School in Bimini, Deshaun Ferguson. Semi-finalist 15, receiving the Woodside Insurance Brokerage Scholarship, representing Cleveland Enos Primary School in New Providence, Samarian Forbes. Semi-finalist number 16, receiving the Dr. Leslie Minnis Memorial Scholarship, representing Wilbur Outen Christian Academy in Grand Bahama, Kamalika Frederick. Semi-finalist number 17, receiving the Caribbean Bottling Company Limited Scholarship, representing Bertram A. Newton Primary School in Andros, Ann Vinick Gibson. Semi-finalist number 18, receiving the Nassau Agencies Limited Scholarship, representing R.N. Gomez Comprehensive School in the Berry Islands, Alexa Green. Semi-finalist 19, receiving the Haley Wilson 2020 Student of the Year Scholarship, representing Moores Island All-Age School in Abaco, Dominique Heald. Semi-finalist number 20, receiving the Carol Hanna Educational Scholarship, representing Fresh Creek Primary School in Andros, Narishka Humes. Our semi-finalist number 21, receiving the Annabelle Ismarian Scholarship, representing Salina Point Primary School in Acklands, and Anna Kerr. Semi-finalist number 22, receiving the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated Nassau Bahamas Alumni Chapter Scholarship, representing Sybil Strawn Primary School in New Providence, Crystal Knowles. Semi-finalist number 23, receiving the Reverend Stephen Strawn Memorial Scholarship, representing Jordan Prince William Primary School in New Providence, Rico Major Jr. Semi-finalist number 24, receiving the Zion Baptist Church Reverend Stephen Strawn Memorial Scholarship, representing Mount Carmel Preparatory Academy in New Providence, Brian McKenzie.
Good afternoon. The recipient of the Student of the Year Anonymous Donor Scholarship from the Promise Institute in Andres, Anika Moss. The recipient of the Pastor Wilfred Stake Bain Memorial Scholarship, Sinai Murray. Receiving the Juan DeVoe Memorial Scholarship, Garon Oliver from Freeport Gospel Chapel, Grand Bahama. Paige Palacios receives the Dane Agents and Brokers Scholarship. She's from Gateway Christian Academy in Bimini. The recipient of the Reverend Dr. Orthlin Bodie Sr. Memorial Scholarship is Anthony Pettikin from Thelma Gibson Primary School, New Providence. Also receiving an anonymous donor scholarship, we have Chloe Reckley from Long Bay Primary School, Abaco. The recipient of the Rotary Club of Abaco Scholarship is Lazai Roca from James A. Pinder Primary School, Abaco. Karina Sanchez receives the scholarship from Nassau Agencies Limited, Pediashore. She's from Mayagüana Comprehensive School. The recipient of the scholarship from Nothing But a Number, Sarah Sargent from Sims Primary School in Long Island. Receiving the Christian Life Scholarship, we have Hadassah Simeon from Claridge Primary School, New Providence. Receiving the Ayanthe Minus Memorial Scholarship, we have Danica Simmons from Carlton Francis Primary School, New Providence. The recipient of the Security and General Company Limited, trading as CG Atlantic General Scholarship, is Deandra Smith from Deep Creek Primary School, Eleuthera. The recipient of the Bruce LaFleur and Associate Scholarship is Samaya Smith from Woodcock Primary School, New Providence. Sheree Smith receives the Commonwealth Brewery Limited Scholarship, and she's from West End Primary School, Grand Bahama. Receiving the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated Vaughn L. Culmer Scholarship is Christopher Strawn from Columbus Primary School, New Providence. The recipient of the Clarence and Jesse Childs, who are International Donor Scholarship, is Marina Strawn from Gerald Cash Primary School, New Providence. Receiving the Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated Daxton Bethel Memorial Scholarship, Quentin Sturrup from Yellow Elder Primary School, New Providence. Traquan Taylor receives the Juan DeVoe Memorial Scholarship, and he's from Faithway Christian Academy, New Providence. The recipient of the Family Guardian Insurance Company Scholarship is Rolando Thompson from Stephen Dillard Primary School, New Providence. Chardonnay Thompson receives the Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated Scholarship, and she's from Garventines Primary School, New Providence. Receiving a scholarship from our former nominee, Keatris Hepburn, we have Devonia Williams from Albury Sale Primary School, New Providence. And closing off our semi-finalist round, receiving a scholarship from Fidelity Bank is Doral Woods II from Clary Evans Primary School, Andros. Congratulations.
Thank you very much to Mr. Forbes and Mrs. Pender. That was $46,000 in scholarships. I also wanted to acknowledge one of our former winners. We have Mr. Remington Steele, who in 2018 represented the Eva Hilton Primary School, and he came all the way from boarding school, South California. He's continued to excel and do well. Remington, we're glad to have you with us this evening. Please welcome the first runner-up from the 2020 program, Ms. Raquel Stewart, who represented Queens College, and she's currently in high school at Queens College, continuing to excel as an honor student. Ms. Stewart will welcome and introduce the remarks of our speaker.
Our Minister of Education is the Honorable Jeffrey Leonard Lloyd, who was born in New Providence, the Bahamas, to Stanford Lloyd and Eltoy Taylor. He attended both primary and high school in New Providence. After graduating from St. Augustine's College in 1969, he continued his education abroad, receiving the associate's degree from St. Gregory's College in Communication from Xavier's University, New Orleans in 1974. Later, he studied law at the University of Wolverhampton, England, and completed his Certificate of Legal Education at the Eugene Depuch Law School in Nassau. In 2009, he was called to the Bahamas Bar. May 10, 2017, elected Member of Parliament for South Beach. May 15, 2017, appointed Minister of Education by Her Excellency the Governor General. Mr. Lloyd is married to the former Michelle Donna-Marie Mitchell. He is a proud father of 5 daughters and also has 5 grandchildren. A Roman Catholic by faith, he is very active in his church. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit and welcome our Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Leonard Lloyd.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we welcome the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, Ministry of Education, to give his remarks.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you. Thanks a lot to Raquel for those kind introductions. Thanks also to our Dr. Ricardo for this extraordinary program in highlighting the achievements of our primary school students. I'm not as confident as Vincent and Franklin to come here with a device and read from it. I don't know how to keep my device open as long as is necessary. It speaks to our age. And I'm not as equipped as Dr. Ford to take up a collection this afternoon with that spirited prayer of intercession. Really a privilege to be here. This is my 4th time, I think, Doctor. 4th time being a part of this wonderful program to highlight the achievement of our young people, our primary students. And it's really a privilege to congratulate them on this outstanding achievement. Our young people is the passion of my life, being an educator as I have been for these past 47 years. And it really is a testament in these most challenging, and I think Mr. Pratt said, tumultuous times, that they would have continued to exhibit the kind of diligence and tenacity and creativity and really brilliance in these past 15 months. And really, it's been just unprecedented. Certainly in my lifetime, maybe you all would have seen it in yours. Because last year, around March 17th, I was acting as the Minister of Health, and I had the unfortunate responsibility to announce the first COVID case in the Bahamas. I don't know if you remember that. That was, I think, a Friday afternoon, and Monday, we closed the country. That means schools. At least the physical structure had to be closed. But our education continued. And it continued under a set of circumstances we had not prepared for. It means that our student now would have to be taught and had to learn virtually. And instantly we realized that out of the 54,000 students in the public school system, about only 1/3 had devices. And even that number had maybe internet access. You see the enormous challenge that faced the Ministry of Education a little bit more than a year ago. And that same gentleman, Dr. Jonathan Ford, and his team began the work of assisting us in putting down structured cabling across our 172 schools and 60 satellite buildings. And at the same time, this outstanding gentleman here, Mr. Butler, assisted us in getting devices in the hands of all of our public school students, all of them. Today, along with our corporate partners, along with his insistence and the great work that he and his team has done to expand the bandwidth so that all 54,000 students, our 3,500 teachers and administrators could be online at the same time, I'm happy to tell you that 50,000 of our students now have devices and internet. And their school has continued. The recipients of which, the beneficiaries of which, some of the students that are sitting here before you this morning, this afternoon. So I'm really proud of the achievement of the Ministry of Education with its partners over these past 15, 16 months. And I'm also very proud of you parents and family, friends and relatives in sticking with it and proving that despite our obstacles and challenges and difficulties and disruptions, we can do it as Bahamians. We could do it. Because unfortunately, sitting where I am, I rather hear just a little bit too much complaining about what cannot be possible. There was a feature just a moment ago of a blind student who became the student of the year. We could do it. And we have the brilliance and the capability and the competencies in our young people who prove it. Look at this beautiful young lady, Miss Wilson. It's just awesome talent. Unbelievable. Very present, very capable, very assured, confident. Speaks with the giftedness of that which represents our country. So I'm here today to say thank you and to congratulate you for the great work that you do. And I thank you, parents, for sticking with it and not accepting excuses, as there is pervasive so much in our land today. If I would please, if you would just give me a moment to speak to our students firstly. Then parents, I could say a word to you, and Dr. DeVoe, to you. You know, my dear students, and all of us are students, so let's be clear about that. Learning never stops. And if there's any proof that it must not stop, all you have to do is take a look at the pandemic of these past 15 months, which continues, where you had to work from home and find a way to still be a contributing member of your organism, your organization, or your country. My dear students, you know, UNESCO did a study some time ago, not too long ago, and here's what they found. That today, 250 million students are not in school. 263 million students are not in school. Here's what they also found. At the primary level, between the ages of 6 and 11, 9% of these students live in the sub-Saharan African area. And out of every 100 boys that are in school, 123 girls are not. This is amazing. But that's not your story. You've had the benefit of having free education, or your parents choose otherwise, private school, straight from preschool all the way now in the University of the Bahamas and BTVI, free tuition in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Few countries on earth can say that. Today, my dear beloved students, you at an early age have demonstrated that you have the tenacity and the resilience and the dogged determination that you are going to succeed. And that is highly commendable. You have shown that you have the intrinsic desire to excel. And I hope to God that you never lose it. You have earned a spot in the Primary Student Schools Hall of Fame. And you have followed the path of your predecessors. You have exploited your talents through numerous spheres in our society, and now you are serving, as many of your predecessors will serve and are serving, as top professionals in their school. And I ask you just the following: please always remain humble and always continue to learn. Because 100 years ago, knowledge multiplied every 100 years. 50 years ago, knowledge multiplied every year. 25 years ago, knowledge multiplied every 6 months. Today, knowledge multiplies every week. Doubles. So what you learned just a decade ago, whatever you may have found to be competent just a decade ago, may no longer be applicable. I'll give you a story. Just as I entered law school, I fell out in class. Taken to the hospital and found that I was bleeding in 13 spots in my stomach. The doctor came to my bedside and prescribed a medicine that he had been prescribing for some time. Just 2 weeks ago, it was found that that medication now causes cancer. 2 weeks ago. Another very young doctor who had just returned from Scotland came to the bedside and said that I heard about your situation, and I want to tell you that what you have been prescribed is old medicine. This is 2007. Now here are 2 doctors at Doctor's Hospital, one living in the past and one current on the frontiers. Remarkably, the younger doctor, I took a chance and never had an issue with my stomach since. Talk about old knowledge. So my dear young students, never stop learning. Here's the amazing thing. Much of what you can learn is right now at your fingertips in your devices. And much of it is free. YouTube. You can study anything on YouTube. This afternoon I'm going to learn how to do crab and dough in the special way. I know how to do the regular crab and dough, but I saw something on YouTube that I think is very interesting. Planting this, that, and the next. I'm going to try it. Right on YouTube. Didn't have to pay for it. 15 years ago, you would have had to go to the culinary school at the University of the Bahamas or the Bahamas Technical Vocational Institute to learn that for $300. Now you have it right there. I was in Andros just a couple of weeks ago, and a young man told me that he built his house learning from YouTube. Learn how to partition his home, put the foundation down, put up the walls, Franklin, from YouTube in South Andros. My dear young people, never stop learning. Obviously, I am also talking to your parents who believe that because they graduated from 19-something, they don't have to go back to school. They don't know that education never stops. Thousands of children have been impacted by this foundation since its inception 25 years ago, with over $1 million awarded in scholarships and prizes. And again, hats off to our local and international sponsors who have invested their money, their lives into our young people. Thank you, Vincent, for jumping on board with your Panhellenic Corporation. Thank you, Myra, for continuing to make the wonderful contribution that you all do, Dave and others. Parents, you and your families, we are proud of you and we're grateful to you and for you. I'm proud of you today for many reasons, because there are far too many persons in this community who obviously do not value the unmatched necessity of quality education and training. I say this over and over again. Somehow they believe that it is somebody else's job to do the education of their children. Yes, everybody has a role to play. The government has a role. Corporate society has a role. Civil society has a role. The neighbors have a role. But it is the parents who must take the fundamental and primary responsibility for educating their children. It pains me during this pandemic to see the number of children on the streets, and I'm talking about those at the primary school level. Where are their parents? I'm asking. And it isn't for the want of the Ministry of Education and others who have made. I found out that the devices that were given to us by Franklin, some of the children were selling them. Some left them at home. I went to a school one day. The boys come on a Tuesday. I asked the principal, what is the percentage of boys who come to school on the Tuesday they're supposed to be in school? She said about 30%. Why? These are about 14-year-olds. They run their lives, or they run their own homes. Where are the parents, I must say? Oh, is it the Ministry of Education's job? It's Franklin, it's Vincent's. Oh, it's Ricardo's job to educate your child. I am congratulating you, dear parents, because you're here today in spite of the pandemic. You are sweating with your children despite the difficulties. You have to work online, you have to work virtually, and yet you have to manage these children in your home without any complaints. They deserve a round of applause. Let me hear it. See, praise the Lord. The world is changing so rapidly. Things are moving so quickly that nobody can afford to rest on their laurels. Nobody. Nobody. I've said it over and repeatedly. Education is everyone's business. No one has the exclusive responsibility for educating our people. Nobody. We all must chip in and do our part, because all of us benefit or we suffer as a consequence. I hear the triumphs of the past nominees who continue to tell of the transformational impact of this program and how it boosted their confidence, Ricardo, and taught them to aspire others to greatness. The past 15 months have presented us with unforeseen challenges. We don't know what the next 15 months, 2 years, 10 years are going to be like, but we know this, according to the prognosticators, disruptions are going to come. There will be other viruses. There will be some external forces. There's a hurricane now that is traveling somewhere south of us. But for the grace of God, it doesn't make a turn to the north and come our way. No one asked Dorian to come visiting us. No one invited the pandemic here, but here it is. And here we are, having survived it, and even in some instances thrived. To God Almighty be the glory. And who is going to survive the next curveballs? Those who are resilient, those who are equipped, those who are capable of seizing and embracing the opportunities that lay before them. Because you see, Dorian has taught us this, the pandemic has taught us this. They are no respecter of persons. It matters not whether you're black or white, tall or short, rich or poor. Matters not whether you're Bahamian or non-Bahamian. Everyone is susceptible. And the only antidote to it is the responsibility you and I take. Here's the punch. Get vaccinated. We can sit around and complain. We can curse the darkness, or we can pull ourselves up, forge a pathway, light a candle. We need each other, and we need to help each other. So my dear young people, look around and see those who may be struggling, and those who may be reluctant, and those who may have some hesitancy. Come on, Miss Wilson and others. Take a look and see who in your peer group and your contemporaries need just a little encouraging word that we, yes, can Do it. I was born and raised in Camp Road, a 2-room house, outdoor toilet. I said 2-room, not 2-bedroom. And I walked in St. Augustine, they told me that nothing good comes out of Camp Road. Well, take a look at me now. And I could tell you there are thousands of us who are just like that. Dr. Hubert Minister is one of them. It's not matter where you come from, it's where you come to. That's important. So I hear the excuses, and God knows that I feel for you, but I don't need them. Because each of us all have good opportunities to make it in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And make it we will, make it we must. So, Brother Ricardo, your team, this country owes you a debt of gratitude, and I hope we eventually get to pay it. But keep on keeping on. You see, today we had a few little hiccups, and with some patience, we corrected it. And we're doing okay right now. This is what it's all about. Of course, you're going to meet some bumps in the road. Just go around them, go over them, figure it out. We could do that. And we will be the better for it. So, I ask now for us to please stand. I'm only joking, let's sing, and can it be, take out your collection, because we just finished having church. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Minister Lloyd, for your timely remarks and for coming out today to salute the best and brightest students in the primary school in the Bahamas. Minister Lloyd, on behalf of the foundation, I know that the government was cutting back on grants, but you ensured that we got our grant this year, and I thank you very much for that. So, the best and brightest students truly appreciate the Bahamas government and the Ministry of Education for continuing to support this awards program. We are now moving on. 27 more students will be identified as finalists, and they will be receiving $1,500 scholarships. I would like to invite Ms. Myra Mitchell, Vice President Emerita, who has been with this program since its inception, and Mr. Samuel Evans, who was a committee member and was recently promoted to a director of the foundation. Vice President Emerita Mitchell, Director Evans.
So, here we are. It's time for us now to, before I go to that, Minister, you always were able to get a collection in St. Francis. We know how well you can speak and you are articulate, and we thank you and your ministry for all that you have done for our program over the years. And so we move right into our $1,500 scholarships, and to announce the first recipients, we have Mr. Samuel Evans.
Thank you so very much. And of course, we do stand on the protocols that have been established already. Receiving our first $1,500 scholarship, we have our sister Aliza Bain, and she hails from the Crossing Rock Primary School in Abaco, and she receives the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Anonymous Donor Scholarship. Aliza Bain. Our next $1,500 scholarship, this one is a little personal to me, but this one is actually the Krista Marie Evans Memorial Scholarship, and the Dejanay Bodie. She hails from the First Step Academy here in New Providence. She receives $1,500 scholarship. Dejanay Bodie. Our third recipient is Joshua Burrows, and Joshua hails from the Progress Academy here in New Providence. He receives the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Inc., Incorporated. I have to make sure I get that right because my sister Myra, she was able to correct me last year. But Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Incorporated.
That's correct.
Scholarship. We welcome now our brother Joshua Burrows, who receives that scholarship. The New Providence Development Company Scholarship is also a $1,500 scholarship, and that's awarded to Daryl Curry. And Daryl hails from the Catherine Academy, Catherine International Academy here in New Providence. Daryl Curry. The Grand Bahama Port Authority Limited also provided us with a $1,500 scholarship, and that is awarded to Malaya Edgecombe, and she hails from the Hugh Campbell Primary School in Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama. Azriel Forbes from the Maurice E. Moore Primary School in Grand Bahama is a recipient of the Sharon Wilson & Co. Scholarship, a $1,500 scholarship as well. Azriel Forbes, Grand Bahama. Markayla Foster also hails from the Grace Christian Academy in Grand Bahama, and she is the recipient of the Prescription Parlor Primary Scholarship, and that's another $1,500 scholarship to Markayla Foster. And Dario Gibson is also the recipient of the Abaco Petroleum Company Scholarship, another $1,500 scholarship. Dario hails from Foxtown Primary School in the Abacos. Dario Gibson.
And keep it moving. From Bird Rock Primary School in Andros, we have Miss Lauren Green. She is receiving the $1,500 scholarship from Bishop Ellis and Mother Daisy Farrington Scholarship. Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy in Grand Bahama welcomes Jahazra Higgs, who receives the Fidelity Bank Bahamas Limited $1,500 scholarship. Dr. Christian Dalville of My First Dentist Scholarship goes to Amari Johnson of Hillcrest Academy, New Providence. Master Aiden King of Old Bight Primary School, Cat Island, receives the Dalbinus Agency Limited Company Scholarship for $1,500. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated is presenting a scholarship for $1,500 to Miss Ashley Knowles of Palmdale Primary School, New Providence. Theo Marie Lockard of Dominion Technical School in Grand Bahama receives the Poinciana Medical Center Taj Dorset, a former nominee scholarship, for $1,500. Master Rajon Louis of Bahamas will receive the Bahamas Power and Light Scholarship. Rajon is from Laura L. Anderson Primary School in the Great Island of Eleuthera. Del Renee Mitchell. She is from Sadie Curtis Primary School in New Providence. She receives the Bahamas Power and Light Scholarship, $1,500. And so, Miss Emily Monroe of Trinity Christian School, New Providence, receives the Woodside Insurance Brokerage Scholarship. Hailing from Gambia Primary School in Nassau, we have Miss Alana Murray. She receives the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Dr. Keva M. Bethel Memorial Scholarship. Mr. McLean Pinder is from Emily G. Petty Primary School in Eleuthera, and he receives the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated Scholarship in memory of Fenton Nemor, who was a member of the fraternity. Master Kyle Kiano of Mary Star of the Sea Academy in Grand Bahama receives the Christina and Isabella Guthrow, a former nominee, scholarship of $1,500.
And we continue with the $1,500 scholarships. Our next nominee is Yolano Roll, and he hails from the Lower Dedmonds Key Primary School in Long Island, and he receives the Alfonso and Elizabeth Turnquist Memorial Scholarship, $1,500 to Yolano Roll. Receiving the Frederick and Aladdin Sands Memorial Scholarship, we have Noah J. Russell, and Noah hails from the Bishop Michael Eldon School in Grand Bahama, another Grand Bahama. Cyrena Sanders of Walter Parker Primary School, Grand Bahama, is the recipient of the $1,500 Southdown Financial Limited Scholarship. Cyrena Sanders from Grand Bahama. Ajafia Serville from the Meridian School in New Providence is the J.S. Johnson and Company Limited Scholarship recipient, another $1,500 scholarship winner.
The BRIGHTEST Consultant Limited is presenting a scholarship to
Zenon Seymour, and he hails from the St. John's College Primary here in New Providence.
Grand Bahama is at it again. The Michael and Jillian Wilson Scholarship, the parents of our past, not past yet, our past 2020 winner, presents
to Leonardo Store, and he comes from the Freeport Primary School, Grand Bahama.
Quality Home Center presents our final $1,500 scholarship to,
and that's presented to Malia Thacker, and she is from the Arthurstown Comprehensive School from Cat Island, the Bahamas. There you go, 27 finalists.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Mitchell. Thank you, Mr. Evans. That was $40,500. We're spending this money. Well-deserved and well-earned. We're now going to hear from, you've heard his name, I think you've engaged with him several times, Dr. Ricardo P. DeVoe, who is the president of the Bahamas Student of the Year Foundation and truly is the founding father of this awards program. And he'd like to come just to give us a few words as he reflects on the past 25 years.
Today, the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation is indeed honored to recognize the contribution of 3 individuals. Last year we met in the COVID environment here in Church of God Auditorium, July 25th, 2020. And on the stage there were 2 members of our board of directors. And today, they are no longer with us. Stephen, Vice President of Communication, Daxton Bethel, passed on October 14, 2020. And on December 5th, 2020, Vice President Emerita, Stephen Strawn, passed. COVID was not good to us. In January, we lost Ms. Rizelma Dean, former Director of Education and a former member of the distinguished panel of judges for the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year. And so at this time, we want to have a moment of silence for our 2 directors and our former member of our judging panel. May their souls rest in peace.
Dr. DeVoe had some additional words. Now he's making me emotional that he couldn't get out. He failed to say that the 2 gentlemen who passed were 2 of his best friends. But he persevered. He didn't stop in their names. He daily would say, I'm remembering Daxton. I'm remembering Stephen. We were here last year, and I'm going to continue to move forward. He didn't pause. He didn't hesitate. He let his love for them drive him forward. That was last year. We're still here this year, but you've given us 25 wonderful years from the inception to now. Can we all stand and thank him? Dr. Ricardo P. DeVoe. I normally cry when I hear the winner, not in the middle of the program. Nonetheless, we now like to invite to introduce our judging panel, Ms. Tanya Woodside, who's a Director Emerita and also a member of the Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I always say those individuals know our faces primarily, and we don't judge, nor would I ever want to, because this is a difficult task. Can you even imagine judging 100 portfolios, all students who have 3.7 or greater, all who do extracurricular activities, all who are well-rounded, all who are representing their respective schools? They have to select from that. Not me. So we're so grateful that they give up their time every year, annually, and they do the due diligence to objectively, and I have to say objectively, we've had judges who've had their neighbors, a niece, a cousin, their best friend's sister's child, and they will pass on that portfolio to say, I know this student, and it's not fair for me to assess them. That's the level of integrity we have of our judging panel. And so, please know that when they do their jobs, they're doing it based upon the skill set they're bringing to the table. They're doing it based upon truly, truly what your students have done and their achievements, and they're selecting objectively the winners throughout this program and have consistently throughout our 25 years. We're proud, very proud to say our judging panel does their job well. So Ms. Woodside has the distinct privilege of introducing to you our judging panel.
Thank you, Cece. Good afternoon, everyone. So I have the pleasure of introducing our distinguished panel of judges for 2021. Mrs. Autherine Turnquist Hanna served as the chairperson of the judging panel. Mrs. Josiah Abraham, Mrs. Merrill Ambrister, Mrs. Jared Seminit Bean, Dr. Deborah Bartlett, Dr. Ruby Ann Cooper Darling, Mr. Robert Delbinas, Ms. Sharon Poitier, Mrs. Brenda Sawyer, Mr. Philip Simon, Mr. Barry Wilmot, and our last judge, Mrs. Tanya Wright. Give them a round of applause for doing a splendid job.
Thank you very much, Tanya Woodside. I would like to say that Tanya Woodside was my grade 6 classmate, and I brought her along to help with the Student of the Year, and she's been helping ever since. Thank you very much, Director Emeritus Tanya Woodside, and who every year would come with her big bag of money to donate some scholarships. You are my friend. You are my friend. Just before we have the introduction of our ranked finalists, we have all been coming and waiting, those persons out there nervously waiting our ranked finalists. But I want to say, Ms. Abraham, is she here? Ms. Abraham, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Abraham was a 2007 nominee in the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year, and this year she was our chief tally judge. She's a CPA, and she was representing PricewaterhouseCoopers. Our nominees come from a very long way. Thank you very much for joining our judging panel and for doing the great job. Thank you again, Ms. Abraham. 2007, so nominees you see, in 2007 she sat where you were sitting. To this year, she was the chief tally judge. I would now like to invite Ms. Maureen Taylor, our Vice President of Finance. Listen here, a great woman who keeps us all in check, even the President in check with the money for the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year. And Mr. Andre Morse, A. Morse, who's our Vice President of Development and Corporate Relations and a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. They will introduce the announcement of the 21 ranked finalists, And each person in this category will receive a scholarship in the amount of $2,000 to $3,000. Ms. Maureen Taylor and Mr. Andre Moss. The donors for this category, if you are present, you will make your way to present the awards to the nominees.
Good afternoon, everyone. Students, this is where you get to participate. You're the ones who are in the house, and this is the section where you come up to receive your trophy and award when you hear your name. Today, 21 students have been identified as ranked finalists and are each going to receive either $2,000 or $3,000 scholarship. We're going to begin with our 26th place finalist, the recipient of Alive Bahamas $2,000 scholarship, representing St. Thomas More Catholic Primary School, New Providence, Aiden Monroe.
Not the laptop, right? Not the laptop. Paper mine. That's me. Go straight up.
Our next recipient, also of an Alive Bahamas $2,000 scholarship, representing Amy Roberts Primary School in Abaco, Kristen Stoyer. Our third Alive Bahamas $2,000 scholarship goes to the student representing Sunland Baptist Academy from Grand Bahama, Savannah McKinney. The recipient of the Bahamas Surgical Associate Center $2,000 scholarship from Wemyss Bight Primary in Eleuthera, Aliyah Demerit. The winner of a $2,000 scholarship donated by the Catherine Taylor Foundation and a tablet donated by R&R Medical and Welding Supply and Industrial Gas Company, representing Lucaya International School, Grand Bahama, Kirstina Simmons. Winner of the $2,000 Freeport Oil Company Scholarship and a laptop donated by Mr. Preta Bridgewater in honor of Sergeant James Bethel Memorial Award as the top Grand Bahama nominee representing the Grand Bahama Academy of Seventh-day Adventist School, Jared Wild Goose. Winner of the 2000 CIBC First Caribbean International Bank Scholarship and a tablet donated by attorney Glenda Roca, 2000 Student of the Year nominee, representing Tarpon Bay Primary, Eleuthera, Deante Hepburn. Winner of the 2000 Commonwealth Bank Scholarship and a tablet donated by Alive Bahamas, representing New Providence Classical School, New Providence, Eldon Ferguson IV. Winner of the $2,000 Eugenia Butler 1997 nominee scholarship and a tablet donated by Alive Bahamas, representing Eva Hilton Primary School, New Providence, Demarion Dawkins. Recipient of the Rubis $2,000 scholarship, representing the St. Cecilia Catholic Primary School, New Providence, Gerano Etienne. Recipient of the $2,000 Corner Bank Limited Scholarship and a laptop donated by the Financial Academy, Miss Lakeisha Roll, 2004 second runner-up. Representing Harbor Island All-Age School, Eleuthera, Markea Pinder.
And now the 13th place finalists, winner of $2,000, Annabelle Ismailian, former nominee scholarship and a laptop donated by Miss Paula Strawn, committee member representing Kingsway Academy, Elementary, New Providence, Tom Watkins. I hope I pronounced that right. Tatum, my apologies, a little typo here. And the 12th place finalist, winner of a $2,500 Dr. Adrian and Christy Cargill Scholarship and a laptop donated by Mrs. Chantel Cox Hutchison, representing E.P. Roberts Primary School, New Providence, Sky Frith. And now our 15th place finalist winner, $2,000 We Buy You Sell Scholarship and a laptop donated by Mr. James Belazer, a 2000 former nominee representing Genesis Academy, New Providence, James Goodette. And our 14th place finalist, the winner of a $2,000 Harriet Darling Memorial Scholarship and a laptop donated by the Nora Smith Memorial representing Temple Christian School, New Providence, Damari Butler. And our 10th place finalist winner of a $3,000 Kalina Insurance Limited Scholarship and a laptop donated by the Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, representing Remnant Academy, New Providence, Kaiden Moxie. I hope I pronounced that properly. Kaden. Let's give Kaden Moxie a round of applause again. Ninth place finalist, winner of $3,000 Albany Bahamas Scholarship and a laptop donated by Mr. Don Davis, Quality Home Center, representing United Estate Primary School, San Salvador, Deshaun Smith. And sorry for a misstep, 11th place finalist winner of a $2,500 Eva and the late Levian Mortimer Memorial Scholarship and a laptop donated by Mr. Giovanni Rogers, member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, representing St. Anne's Primary School, New Providence, Kaya Smith. Ninth place finalist, the winner of a $3,000 Albany Bahamas Scholarship and a laptop donated, oh sorry, I did that one. Eighth place finalist, the winner of a $3,000 RBC Final Royal Bank Bahamas Scholarship and a laptop donated by Riche and Paige DeVoe, representing Emma Cooper Primary School, Eleuthera, Tamia Knowles. She's not here? Oh, she's not here. Seventh place finalist, the winner of a $3,000 Sun Oil Limited Scholarship and a laptop donated by Talia Davies, director of the Anglican School and mother of Stephen Davies, 2002 finalist, representing Samuel Guy All-Age School, Eleuthera, West Underwood. And closing out our finalists, we have 6th place finalists, the winner of a $3,000 Jackson McTaggart Scholarship and a laptop donated by Talia Davies, director of the Anglican School and mother of Stephen Davies, a 2002 finalist representing, oh, that's the same one. That's another one? Oh, she gave us 2. Okay, thought I was reading double there. St. Andrew's International School, New Providence, Isabella McPhee.
Wow. Wow, we are almost there. Only 6 slots left. You ready? You ready? Not yet. We're going to have Dr. Cindy Dorsett come with our vote of thanks before we announce the final 6. Dr. Dorsett, who's also a past member of a past president of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and also vice president on Bahamas Student of the Year Foundation, Dr. Dorsett. Dr. Dorsett, you don't have a favorite position. They want you to rush through this.
Well, good afternoon. Whenever you see it's my time, you know it's very, very, very near the end. Before I begin, I would like to thank my colleague and friend, Dr. Delton Farquharson. He always comes through for us every year, not to donate one scholarship, but several scholarships. So I have to just get my little 2 cents in there real quick. Thank you, Dr. Farquharson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 Bahamas Primary Student of the Year Awards program is almost history. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of our co-patrons, Dr. Davidson Hepburn and Mrs. Jacqueline Bethel, our chairman, Mr. Van Dyke Pratt, president and CEO, Ricardo DeVoe, members of the board of directors, the National Panhellenic Council, and the awards committee. Today, this is the culmination of almost 10 months of work to get to this point in this event. We are indeed grateful to God for allowing us to get to this event where we are able to honor the best and the brightest primary school students. We first like to thank the Honorable Jeff Lloyd, Minister of Education, in his absence, but he was here earlier, who cleared his schedule to ensure that he, oh, sorry, he's still here. Oh, you changed positions on me? Ah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Lloyd. For his hybrid, he was here in person for this hybrid ceremony. Minister, we appreciate your support of the awards program and your ministry grant to ensure that the government is supporting this endeavor. Again, thank you. To Mr. Franklin Butler, CEO of Cable Bahamas and our title sponsor, thanks for your organization support, and to date having invested over $50,000 in this awards program. Thank you so much. To our major scholarship, travel, individual, corporate, civic, and fraternal donors, thank you. We are able to present $162,500 in scholarships and over $40,000 in prizes. Now that deserves just one more round of applause. Even in the time of pandemic, God showed up for the primary school students. So there is still great, great hope. To Mrs. Arthurine Turnquest, Hannah, Chairman, to Ms. Abraham, CPA, one of our former nominees, I learned, Chief Tally Judge, and members of the distinguished panel of judges, thank you for your dedication to the task of selecting our winners. Like my Sora Cece said, none of us on the executive board or the directors won that job, so we are truly grateful. It's a job that is truly important and well done. Again, thank you. To our moderators and all the participants of this program, thank you. To our videographer, Bishop Buford Curtis, and the media team, to our webmaster, Lorette Ross, thanks for ensuring that our supporters were able to capture the award ceremony via the social media platforms. To our photographer, Mr. Andre Conley, thank you for capturing these important moments. To the management and staff of the Church of God Auditorium, especially Minister Stafford Roll, thank you for your support. To our participating schools, to the principals and teachers, thank you for the role in ensuring that 100 nominees were featured. We trust that our other schools will join in next year. We can never downplay the job of our teachers, and we truly are grateful. We thank you. To our foundation board directors, committee members, volunteers, thank you for doing a lot of the thankless job that many times we do not see or many times we do not appreciate. Your support truly made a difference. Thank you, and thank you. To our parents, thank you for the role that you are playing in the lives of these outstanding sons and daughters of this here Bahama land. You should be commended, and for that, let's get another round of applause for the parents. Thank you so much for doing a job. It really shows, and it makes the teachers' work much easier. I'm sure my Saravanta would agree with that. It makes the teacher's job so much easier. To our 2021 nominees, today you are being rewarded for your excellent work during the last 6 years of primary school. May you continue to strive for excellence in high school. We will be keeping up and checking on your progress. And trust me, Mr. DeVoe really checks on your progress. To all our supporters, both here and virtually, thanks for being part of this ceremony today. We truly appreciate your support. Again, many thanks.
Well, we are here, and this is where we get to the final 6 students. Vice President Sisi and I will introduce the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd runner-up, and the distinguished panel of judges will be done a little different this year because you will still have to wait to find out who is the actual student of the year, because the judges will come and read the bios of the 2 top students, and then they will announce the winner and first runner-up. Our 5th runner-up, representing Nassau Christian School, Chris Pissard of New Providence. He receives a $3,000 scholarship donated by Higgs and Johnson, and we'll ask the Minister of Education to present this award. Chris will also receive a laptop donated by Lennox Payton, and Lennox Payton is here, the representative, to come to present the laptop to Mr. Chris Persuade.
Our 4th runner-up will be the recipient of a $3,500 scholarship donated by Private Trust. And this student, in addition to a laptop donated by Lennox Payton, this student actually is the 3rd in his family to be a part of our program. He is none other than Zane Rigby, representing Summit Academy, keeping a legacy going for the Rigby family, legacy going for Summit. Zane, congratulations, our 4th runner-up. The Rigby legacy.
Mr. Governor. I know on national TV you really shouldn't talk too much of your secrets, but I was in a desperate mode asking for scholarships, and I called my good friend at Fidelity, and he said they will give $6,000 this year. That was able to give 3 scholarships. So our third runner-up will receive a $3,500 scholarship donated by Fidelity, and Mr. Garvin Bowe will present that scholarship. That person will also receive a laptop donated by Jonathan Ford. And our third runner-up, representing Xavier's Lower School, Logan Stubbs, our third runner-up.
Our second runner-up will be the recipient of a $5,000 scholarship donated by the Bahamas Office and School Supplies, affectionately known as BOSS, as well as a laptop donated by Mr. Dave Forbes. Our second runner-up represents St. Francis and Joseph's Catholic Primary School, Jordan Lloyd, our second runner-up and the recipient of a $5,000 scholarship. Congratulations. So, as previously stated, the announcement of the top 2 students will be done by 2 members of our judging panel, Mrs. Greer Simonette Bain and attorney Tanya Wright. And after the introduction of both students, we'd like to invite Mrs. Elizabeth Longley on behalf of Oak Tree Medical Center. That student will receive a $6,000 scholarship and a new computer donated by Open Systems Technologies. Mr. Peter Bridgewater will present the computer. After the announcement of the first runner-up, I would like to invite Mr. Franklin Butler, CEO of Cable Bahamas, Honorable Minister of Education, Davriel Butler, Senior Public Relations Officer at REV, to present the $7,000 scholarship. So we'll have the reading from, oh, there you are. Awesome. So they'll read them in tandem, the final 2, in no particular order. Drum roll, the tension.
Good afternoon. Drum roll, please. And in no particular order, we will now read the bios of the final 2 nominees, and then we will have the announcement of the first runner-up and the winner. The Board of Directors of the Primary School Student of the Year Foundation and the Nassau Bahamas Pan-Hellenic Council, in conjunction with the distinguished panel of judges, are pleased to announce that an articulate, courageous, and confident leader has been identified as one of the 2 final candidates to be considered for the 2021 Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year. His name is Grayson Roberts, a 12-year-old student at Queens College Primary. He is a gifted student who maintains a cumulative grade point average of 3.99 throughout his years in primary school. At school and in the classroom, Grayson emerges as a competent student leader who is respectful and well-mannered and disciplined. He has exceptional talents in music and the creative arts. He has represented Queens College in the Clement Bethel National Arts Festival throughout his primary school years. Grayson is a prefect leader, library assistant, member of the Reading and School Leaders Club. Mrs. Sylvia Benaby, Vice President and Head of Primary Years at Queens College, noted that Grayson, yet quiet, has always been an extraordinary student whose unique qualities were evident from the tender age of 4. He is an avid reader who loves to read because it expands his vocabulary. He is a trailblazer at Queens College. Grayson has a discerning spirit and has a desire to help students who are victims of being bullied, having once been bullied himself. During his experience, Grayson stood up to the bully by speaking and seeking advice from the guidance counselor. Grayson now assists and mentors other students who have or are experiencing bullying. Grayson is a humanitarian who supports his church, New Beginning Fellowship Youth Group, and the Sister Cancer Support Group. Grayson's twin brother, Aaron, was diagnosed with as on the autism spectrum disorder at 3. Grayson is his brother's keeper and seeks to make people aware of autism. Grayson is the son of Anthony and Janine Roberts. And now the second nominee.
Good afternoon. I too am happy to be back here to introduce you all to one of the finalists for the Primary School Student of the Year Award 2021. As one of the judges, I can say without hesitation that all of the nominees impressed us. Some of you wowed us, and 2 of you knocked our socks off. So while we, as judges, do not know ahead of time who the winner will be, I can assure you that we do enjoy a robust collaboration as we read and rate essays and portfolios, and as we get to know you. This is why I can say without hesitation that when I saw the top 5 nominees, and indeed the 2 finalists, I knew we had all done a good job. And so last year as well, Haley, when we saw you won. So our other finalists tonight for the 2021 Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year is a focused, well-rounded, goal-driven, reliable, and responsible student. She is Chelsea Smith, a 12-year-old student of Windsor School in New Providence. She has maintained an accumulative grade point average of 3.98. Chelsea is a member of the Windsor Student Council, Junior Achievement Club, STEM Club, Chess Club, Discovery Club, Debate Club, School Choir, School Swim Team, School Track and Field Team, Mantas Swimming and Water Polo Club, and Sea Waves Triathlon Club. In all of her classes, numeracy, humanities, science, Spanish, art, and music, Chelsea is thriving. Indeed, across the curriculum, Chelsea is noted for her eagerness to learn. Her awards and honors include Windsor Directors Award for Excellence 2019, Student Council Representative 2019, Blue Team Captain for 2019, Learner's Choice Award for School Attributes 2020, Subject Awards in Mathematics, Spanish, Music, and Science. She was the World Scholars Cup Regional Round participant. She has been a gold, silver, and bronze medalist in the Bahamas Aquatics National Swim Team Championships. She has placed first in the 11 and 12 girls in the Beautiful Bahamas Triathlon 2020 and the Beautiful Bahamas Aquathon 2020. Outside of the classroom, Chelsea has gained well-deserved recognition for starting her own nonprofit organization, Kids Code 242, which provides students between the ages of 4 and 17 with access to self-paced tutorials to build skills that they can leverage now and in the future. Mrs. Lisa McCartney, director of the Windsor School, noted that Chelsea's personal strengths are as impressive as her intellectual accomplishments. She's an active, outgoing presence in the school. She is kind, compassionate, well-behaved, helpful, and simply a joy to be around. She's extremely intelligent, and her outstanding grades are a testament to that. Chelsea is a student in the Bahamas Harvest Church Family Life Department, and she is the daughter of Sean and Nikisha Smith. Let's give a round of applause to your two finalists this evening.
And so, our first runner-up will receive a $6,000 scholarship donated by Oak Tree Medical. Dr. Don Diego Devo, managing partner at Oak Tree Medical Center, will be presenting this scholarship. This student will also receive a new laptop donated by Open Systems Technologies, and Mr. Peter Bridgewater will present the laptop on behalf of his company. The first runner-up, representing Queens College, is Master Grayson Roberts.
Will the parents of Grayson Roberts please come so they can be in this photo? The parents of Grayson Roberts.
And our Student of the Year will receive a $7,000 scholarship donated by Rev. Cable Bahamas. Ms. Davriel Burrows, Senior Public Relations Officer, will present the scholarship. This student will also receive a new laptop donated by Custom Computers, and Ms. Raquel Sweeting will present the laptop on behalf of Custom Computers. The Student of the Year, with congratulations from all of us, will be representing Windsor School at Albany is Chelsea Smith. Can Chelsea's parents also accompany her?
while we congratulate our 2021 Student of the Year, I want you to know a few things about tomorrow, drive-by for the drive-through ceremony for all of our nominees to receive their trophies and awards. And I want to tell you, you see this place decorated. VS2 did all of the decorations and the bulletin boards. Let's give VS2 a round of applause for our 25-year decoration for this place. And we are truly appreciative of Norse Publishing Company, who donated all of the books. All of the nominees will receive their books in their bags, and we are appreciative of that.
In addition, those of you here today, please do not leave without collecting your booklets. Everyone gets the number of souvenir booklets for the number of ads you had. So if you place 16 ads, you'll get 16 souvenir booklets, plus 2 for you, for each parent. In addition, there's a bag, a gift bag for every nominee, all of our finalists, as well as you have your trophies. So please collect them prior to departing this evening. For those who are joining in at home virtually, once again, there's a drive-by ceremony tomorrow for you to collect your trophies and your booklets, and to also have a photo opportunity right here on stage tomorrow between 3 and 5, right here in the auditorium.
Remington Minnis and Haley Wilson, can you please come to take pictures with the newest Student of the Year and to welcome her into the winning circle? Then there will be a picture with the judges and the members of the foundation. The mom and dad. On the next. Yeah.
So can you take down your mask?
The judges, can we have a photo with you and the winner? And the first runner-up, can you please come to join this photo? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I know it's been a long afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. And you, on your way out, you can collect your items.